Hello and welcome to everyone. Today we have a Canadian MMA fighter, Julien Leblanc. Can you please put a brief introduction so we can continue? Go for it, Julien.
Thank you. Hi guys. So my name is Julien Leblanc. I'm a professional MMA fighter from Quebec, Canada. So my first language is French, but my English is good. So I'll try to do my best today. My record is 5 win, 1 loss. All my 5 wins are by finishes. So 3 submission, 2 KOs. My only loss, no excuses, fair play to my opponent. My only loss is at 170 pound welterweight, and I'm fighting at middleweight all my career. So yeah, I'm looking forward for what's next after the coronavirus is all done, and looking forward to get back into the cage and get some win and go to the next step.
When did you start training mixed martial arts?
I've started actually. I was 16 years old, so right now I'm 28. I just turned 28, so it's been 12 years. I've started because I was a hockey player. I was a goaltender, so I had good flexibility and everything. But I was just searching for something more. I was playing in a good caliber hockey, but I wasn't good enough to go NHL or anything like that. But I've just fell in love with MMA when I started. I actually went to my first MMA class. Just a short story. It's because I was 16 years old, and we did the push-up competition in my high school, and I could not do one push-up. So 0 push-up at 16 years old, and I was really ashamed of me. And I have a couple friends that were training here at my gym where I still train at Patnaud Martial Arts in Gatineau, Quebec. And they were always asking me to go, and I was like, no, I don't want to. I was maybe a little bit afraid, or because I knew I wasn't in shape, And that day when I wasn't able to do one push-up in front of everyone in the high school, I was, like I said, I was really ashamed of myself. So I went and I went to talk to my friends, and I told them, okay, what's the address? What time I need to be there tonight for the kickboxing class, So I went there, I did all the kickboxing class, and then I stayed for the sparring. And to be honest, I got my ass kicked, but I loved it. And I just fell in love. I joined for a year at the gym, and after a month of training, I started to do private trainings with my coach, Patrick Marcel, who is still my coach today. Man, we built up a very good connection. He's like a father to me, and the rest is just history. But yeah, I've started from nothing, and I've went to winning amateur championships undefeated as an amateur, and it's a pretty decent record too. 5-1 pro, 5 finishes. So I'm happy about all my journey.
I need to ask you this question because of my friend who's a big fan of hockey. Have you ever taken part in a hockey brawl?
Yes, and it was my favorite. It was my favorite, and even I was the goalie, but I love to fight all the time. So this was my favorite part of playing. That was to fight.
So which is your fighting style? I watched some of your fights. I've noticed you're equally good on the canvas and in the stand-up. So what do you say?
Thanks. I prefer honestly a stand-up or a basis is Jeet Kune Do. So the style of Bruce Lee. There's a lot of guys doing the Jeet Kune Do like Conor McGregor. John Jones uses a lot. Anderson Silva. I feel like it's an awkward stand-up. It's unorthodox, if I can say. It's not like boxing or like kickboxing. There's a lot of weapon, and a lot of this style is just like it's unpredictable. So I feel like in my striking, I feel like it's very high. My ground game, it's funny because I used to not have the best wrestling, so I was always getting taken down. I was always fighting on my back. So I've happened to learn to be comfortable to fight on the back. But I've really worked on my wrestling too the last years, and I feel like my takedown defense now is a very good game of mine, and also my takedowns have improved. So I've started to work on my ground top, not always under, but now being on top and controlling and submitting people. So right now, honestly, I feel comfortable everywhere in my game. So I would be 100% comfortable to wrestle, to stand up, or to grapple with good fighters on the ground, wrestling or stand up. So I just want to test myself against the best, and show that I'm one of the best in the world and that my time has yet to come.
Do you have favorite strike or favorite submission?
Yeah, strike my left kick because I'm a southpaw. My left kick is really really good. I've knocked out a lot of my. It's not on purpose, but I've knocked out a lot of my sparring partners with my left kick or broke ribs. So I really use it, and now I use it too, like against like on defense. So my left kick, this is my favorite weapon for sure. On the ground, I'd say like I said, I'm used to be on the back, so my triangles, I have long legs, I'm tall, 6'3", so triangles, I love them, and also I'm good on, really good with the side choke, the arm triangle choke, so this one is a good one that I love, but like for sure, anything, if I can get a submission, I'll get anyone. But I try to always work on every submission and on new ones also to learn and improve all the time. But I think my triangle, my side choke, or my rear naked choke to take the back, like it's very good. So I feel like those are my best ones.
Can you pinpoint to the greatest differences between hockey fighting and MMA fighting?
There's a lot of difference. First of all, on hockey, you're on skates on the ice, so you have to know how to skate. You can be the best fighter in the world, but if you never put skate, you're gonna get destroyed on the ice. And on the ice, you have the shirt you can hold on and punch. So it's like it's different. You can you can just hit hard and like don't know, just duck your head and punch, and you can win a fight. But in MMA, you have to know some techniques. For sure you can be lucky, one punch knockout, but when you are at a certain level, you have to know techniques and how to fight, how to control your breath. Because one of my best friend is a hockey player in NHL. Jean-Gabriel Pajot is for the New York Islanders, and sometimes he fights, and that's what he always told me after. He's like, man, and it's like their fight on hockey, it's 30 seconds, Her fight, it's 3 or 5 rounds of 5 minutes. So he always called me and he's like, man, how do you do to fight 3 rounds of 5 minutes? Or it's crazy. I did 30 seconds. I was dead. Like I just wanted to go to sleep. So I think you have to be ready for the MMA. But the hockey fight it's nice because they put music and it's like like I said, it's 30 seconds, so it's intense. But I think it's a cool part of the hockey game for sure.
Yeah, my friend says the same actually. He says for me example, how do you don't get gassed after 5 minutes? I don't because I got used to it, but he is gassed after 30 seconds, 100% gassed.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not the same.
Yeah, what is your first amateur fight? So it was a big step forward and so on. How did you feel? How did you feel psychologically, emotionally? Question one and question two. How did it go? The first amateur.
Yeah, first fight ever. So I was really I was afraid a little bit. I was scared. I didn't know what to expect. I was really stressed. When you have a hard time talking because like there's nothing like coming out. But I was feeling good because the only way I was feeling good, and that's how I prepare every fight. I was well prepared. I've trained my ass off. I knew that I had the cardio and everything was good. So like in my mind, I knew I did my homeworks and I did I prepared well. So this was good, and it was a good way to start my career, if I can say, because the other guy was a little bit bigger. I was we were both tall, but in amateur, like in Quebec, you can have 5 to 10 pound difference. Well, actually, when I was fighting amateur like 5 years ago, there was 5 to 10 pound difference. So my opponent was a little bit bigger than me, and I remember my parents, my brother, everyone. Like I was training, it's been a year and a half, but no one comes and look at you when you train. So everyone was remembering the little Julien, the guy who couldn't fight, the little goaltender in hockey. So they didn't know what to expect. But I came in, and 15 seconds, the guy threw me a leg kick. I did a jab and a high kick. I knocked him out. He was out cold. He was sleeping on the canvas for like 5 minutes, no joke. He was asleep. One jab, one high kick, my left kick, like I was talking. First fight ever. I knocked him out, and we had helmets too. and I knocked him out cold with shin pads. He was like sleeping 5 minutes, and he wasn't remember nothing after. So I was like, oh shit, I didn't know what to expect myself, and I think that this showed me that maybe I was meant to do this. Because another thing I want to say is that when I went into the cage, I was so calm. I think that's a fact that I was a goaltender. You know, when you're a goaltender in hockey, it's like if you let the puck and you let a goal, it's not good. Like everyone is like, oh, you're not good. You know what I mean? So yes, hockey goaltender, you're in a team, but you're like alone a little bit. So I think to have been used to this pressure, I was just so calm in the cage. It was like I was just like liking being there and being under the pressure, under the spotlight. So I just felt like maybe I had something to do with all this, you know. And like then I went on and won all my amateur fights, won a title, went pro, won my 5 fights pro. And my last fight is a loss. I decided to go to 170. Like no excuses, like I say, no excuses, but it's the truth, you know. My opponent won by decision. He held me down for 3 rounds. I had no energy, and I think he saw it too, because I couldn't. I was getting up, and he was taking me down right away. Nothing I could do. So it's a bad fight, but I know inside me that my energy wasn't there. So
Can you discuss your professional debut?
yeah. My professional debut was in my hometown. I think I switched opponent 4 times in the week before, so I was like, okay, let's just fight against anyone. So I ended up doing a catch weight at 183 pound against a guy that was 1-0. He won his debut in Quebec too, so I knew who he was. He was good. He was a wrestler, and first round I destroyed him. And I have to say too, I torn my meniscus in my knee 2 weeks before the fight, but I decided to still fight. So I was like really my knee was hurting a lot. So I knew I had to finish him. You know, so first round I went and tried to finish him, but I wasn't able. It was tough. And second round he caught. I threw a knee with my injured knee. He caught my knee. He took me down, and my knee was hurting. So I knew like I had to submit him on like I was on the back. I knew I had to submit him. You know, so I've worked hard and I got the triangle. And he tried to get up. I switched to the arm bar. He tapped right away. So I was happy. A good win. First pro win in my hometown. After I got surgery on my knee, and then I went on and move on. But it was a special feeling to fight. First of all, injured in front of your hometown pro debut against a guy that's already 1-0. He had a good amateur career too. This guy. So yes, it was a big challenge, but I think it was the best way to start my pro career.
I've noticed many of your fights, opponents were changed, they were postponed or whatever. What do you think? Why?
Honestly, I think in Quebec people are maybe a little bit scared. What I mean is that they don't. When you have a good record, they don't want to fight you. They're scared because they're gonna lose, or I don't know. Me, I never think like that, but all the time, every fight, my opponent changed, and they say it's injury, but like it's never. I never see a paper from a doctor, you know. So it's just a promoter calling me, the guy is injured. But I got used to it because honestly, it happens every fight. There's only one fight in my career that didn't change on one fight on all the fights. So I'm used to fight a guy at last minute. So when I train, I don't watch videos of my opponent anymore. I train, focus on myself. That's it, because I know it's gonna change no matter what. And last fight, I was supposed to fight February 8th. When I received my plane tickets from the promotion, because it was outside of my hometown, so I had to go in plane. They were flying me in the same day as the weigh-in. I was like, well, how do you want me to do my weight cut? Like, it's really weird. And here in Canada, there's a lot of snowstorm in winter. It's crazy. Like December, January, February, snow here, it's crazy. 40 centimeter once a week. It's really crazy, twice a week sometimes. Anyway, I told the promotion that the plane tickets were too tight, because I told them, and I swear, exactly this, and I have it all right, and we already like argued about it and whatever. It's not my fault, but I told them a month before when I have the plane tickets, I told them if there's a snowstorm, we're fucked. Because I was leaving like it was like a night fight, but I was going there to fight their champion. So I know they were doing this purpose for me to arrive, be tired, do my weight cut, not having a lot of time, you know. So then, like maybe the champion has more time because he's from there. But anyway, I didn't care. I'm a professional. Like they didn't want to switch the 20 kids, so I said, okay, I'm gonna do it. They told me we're gonna find someone else if you don't want. So I said, no, I want to fight. It's okay. And what happened? There was a massive snowstorm. Exactly the same day I was leaving, no plane left from Ottawa, where I'm from. No, nothing for 2 days. So the fight got canceled because of that. But I told him, no, it's crazy. I told them a month before they didn't want to switch it, and they lost their main event because of this. So it's unfortunate, but it's not another reason for a canceled fight. Like I feel it's stupid reason, but it is what it is, you know.
Are you satisfied with your second professional fight?
Pardon me?
Are you satisfied with your performance at your second professional fight?
Yes. I've submitted the guy in quickly. I think it was first round. Actually my third pro fight. It was my best one ever. Best feeling because I was fighting a very good striking guy, and he was a pro Muay Thai fighter training in Thailand. He was, he was well known in my hometown, and everyone was telling me I cannot stand up with him because I was gonna get knocked out. So me, I'm okay. I'm gonna stand up. So I stand up all the time. First round, he was very good. I was like, okay. It took me some time to manage to find holes, but second round I knocked him out, and I didn't even try to go on the ground once. So I was really happy to knock him out, and especially after first round was really hard on me. Like he destroyed my leg, he kicked me in the leg like so many times, and this guy won the first round, but I came adversity and I knocked him out in the second. So this is the best feeling ever for me.
Absolutely. I watched your fight against Mike Kent, and that left straight landed clean.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think it was another good fight. The opponent changed the week before main event there, and it was we fought at catch weight 195 pounds. So I knew that this guy was veteran, but I knew I had to come in strong and try to, especially in his hometown, try to right away break him, you know. So that's what I did, and it ended up very good. I was really happy by my performance this time.
How did your next fight go?
My next fight, I'm gonna knock him out. Trust me. It's been so long. I'm waiting for this. I'm just gonna be in my cage, in my zone. You know, this is my house when the door closes, and I'm gonna finish him. I swear I'm gonna finish. No matter what who's in front of me, he's gonna get finished, and it's gonna be a good win for me. That's for sure.
Which is the fastest stoppage of your career? Do you have one?
Yeah, it's my fifth pro fight, 37-second KO.
Whoa, it's fantastic.
Yeah, and it was once again. This fight was in my hometown, in front of my family, friends, and main event. So I was feeling very good. And once again, the opponent 2 day before, opponent changed, but 2 day before, but still 37 seconds. This doesn't care. Like we are all humans, so you have to believe in yourself. That's it.
You mentioned in Quebec it's allowed 5 or 10 pounds difference, whatever you said. I haven't heard of that rule. Can you please explain it?
Yes, but it was only amateur. It's because in Quebec amateur it was illegal for a while. So the fights were on Indian Reserve. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It was like okay, so and that's why they were letting the fighters, but only amateur, not pro. They were letting fighters have 5 to 10 pound difference. So you could weigh in at 185 and your opponent could be 192. You understand? But he cannot be more than 10 pounds. So you could have 10 pounds difference, but not more. But I felt it was okay because maybe I think they were having hard time to get fighters to come, you know, to match the same weight. So maybe they said, okay, if we put 10-pound difference, we can have more fights. That's what I think. But I'm talking 5-6 years ago, you know. At the end of my amateur career, it was like when I fought for titles, it was the weight you have to be, you know, like 185, not a pound heavier. But I remember the beginning, we had 5-10 pound difference. That I remember.
Yeah. All right. So for me, this is how to say. This interview has a special meaning for me, and I would like to say thank you because you're the first Canadian fighter who accepted to come to my show. So
For sure. Oh, thanks. Thanks so much.
there
Thanks
were
to you
many
for having me.
fighters. There were even UFC names. There were even Gilbert Burns and such guys. But you're the first Canadian fighter.
Well, I'm glad I'm the first one. I'm really
Yeah.
happy. Thanks for having me.
Well,
Thanks for having me.
I was about to ask you something. If you'd like to say something in my native language, it means no excuses.
Свев може, kad nema izgovora.
8 months ago, people told me that I have brain damage because I swore I will bring Canadian fighters. You know, I live in the state where people don't understand MMA much, you know. And if you watch the match between Teddy Ash and the guy from my state, you know, we have two currents in my state. One current is go for it, and the other current is super haters, you know. And those super haters told me 8 months ago there's no way that Canadian fighter is going to accept. And I said, no, Canadian fighters are going to accept. And I'm going to do everything to put it on the show. So would you like please to add something to this? And of course, special thanks for this. I mean, you're the first Canadian guy who
Thanks to
accepted.
you.
Yeah,
Hey, thanks to you very much, sir. I'm really appreciate it. I'm honored to be the first Canadian on the show. Honestly, I'm sure we get the chance to talk again soon, my friend.
Absolutely. Whenever you're down to talk, I mean, I'm always down. So no worries about that. I don't reject interviews and such things. Whenever you want, whenever you win, you can always message me. I mean, I always have 5-10 minutes. So no worries about that.
Awesome. Same thing for you. Anytime you want to message me, go ahead and we'll talk, my friend.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Julian. I will try to publish this in maybe 5-6 hours. I will see. I need to cut video and so, but thank you so much for this.
Thanks to you, sir. Thanks to you, and let me know when it's published. I will share it and everything.
No problem. I will let you know on Facebook. Have a great day, Julian.
Thanks. Have a great day too.
All right. Goodbye.